Grand Rising. Happy Friday. I am ready today. If you are new here, what's up? My name is Kristen. You can call me witch or you can call me bitch. It really doesn't matter. And this is our episode of our Uncut Podcast. We go live almost every morning around 8 a.m. Buttercream, crack skim, buttercream. And we record an uncut episode of my podcast. Oh, look at that. You see my tan line from my ring. I have cords everywhere. I'm ready today. I am ready today. I know I haven't been on in the last few days, but like a bitch needed her rest. I really did. Grand Rising, everybody that's joining. Grand Rising, everybody that's joining. We're ready. You thought that day would never come. Well, here it is, bitch. We're ready. Today, we're going to be talking about Friday the 13th. We're going to be talking about the number 13. It's going to be good. It's going to be real good. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Aaron. I'm doing iced coffee this morning. We talk about Friday the 13th, the history of Friday the 13th. I was going to dig into the full moon, but I decided against it. We'll do the full moon another day, another episode. Probably tomorrow. I know I said another day, like. Oh shit, I gotta water my plants. My notification just came up. Y'all ready? Quiet on the set. You already know there's something in my eye. Oh. You already know. Quiet on the set. And it's juicy. This Friday the 13th explanation, juicy. God, dog. I guess I wasn't ready. The universe was like, you thought, bitch. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to be ready for real one day. One day I'm going to press record and I'm going to be like, I'm going to press record on that. And I'm going to be like, hi. And then I'm going to press record on this. It's always something. It's always something. Quiet on the set. Quiet on the set. Oh my eye. I don't know what the heck just happened. My God, dog. What you trying to tell me, universe? Hell. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. Quiet on the set. I haven't recorded in like 2 days. Yeah, since the 10th. New episode. Y'all ready? Hey, stupid. Welcome back to Witch Bitch to Real Podcast. If you are new here, welcome. I'm your host, Kristen. You can call me Witch or you can call me Bitch. It really doesn't matter. Just put some respect on that shit. I do have a slight disclaimer. If you are easily offended or faint of heart, bitch, I am not for you. I'm not your reader, your guide, your interpreter, your numerologist, your astrologer. I cannot help you with where you are at on your journey today. That doesn't mean that it cannot change and it will not change. I'm okay with that. You have to be. Today is Friday, May the 13th. It is the 133rd day of the year. We have 233 days left. Numerically speaking, today with the days left that we have and what day it is, it's 6, 7, 8. So 5 plus 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 breaks to 15. 15 breaks down to 6. The 133rd day, 1 plus 3 plus 3 is 7. The 233rd days left, 33 days left, breaks down to 8. 6, 7, 8. The moon is waxing. You're welcome. The moon is waxing. And it is 11.8 days old and about 90% full. The moon is in Libra, and we know that we'll be celebrating the full moon on Monday. And it's another one of those moons. We'll start in one sign, and when it goes full, and then it will enter into another sign while it's still full. But we'll talk about that either on Saturday, probably on Saturday. The color of the day is pink, which is about love, friendship, kindness even. So be fucking kind today. Some great incense to burn are benzoin, jasmine, rose, vanilla, or you could diffuse these. Some keywords today are love, marriage, sex, fertility. Today is a good day to bake wax floors, cut firewood, dig holes, mow to increase growth, buy clothes, entertain friends, get married, host a party, or set eggs. I don't know who's setting eggs out here, but we'll let that be. Oh, the moon is also in Libra. I don't know if I said that. Today's gonna be a good day. It's Friday the 13th. Happy Friday the 13th. If you're going to get Friday the 13th tattoos, make sure that you are safe and make sure you go somewhere that you trust. Don't forget your safety is the utmost important. I want to talk about the number 13 today. We're going to talk about the history of Friday the 13th, different things that have happened on Friday the 13th in history. Still have the card of the day, still have the crystal of the day. So we may be looking at 15 to 20 minutes for this episode. And, you know, your girl's been looking at her analytics and y'all start losing attention around 16 minutes. So we're going to try to keep it under 16 minutes. So, a lot of people know Friday the 13th as like scary, spooky, man in the Jason mask. I mean, Freddie, whoever the fuck is wearing the mask, right? We know it from the 1980s film, Friday the 13th, right? That's why we feel scared and all of that. Or we think it's bad, there's bad juju on it. Y'all should have known fucking better. Y'all should have known that it had to do something with Jesus because apparently everything in this world, on this earth, revolves around Jesus. So you should have known better. Friday the 13th actually stems from the Christian superstition of having 13 guests at dinner. Where did that come from, you might ask? From the Last Supper. We had 12 disciples and one Jesus, equaling 13. It's an unlucky number because one of those 13 people, including Jesus himself, betrayed Jesus, and he was then crucified on a Friday. So, even in fine dining still today, if you say you want a reservation for 13, they will probably not take your reservation. They'll tell you to take away one person or add a person. And it all stems back to the Last Supper. So that was the original superstition of the Last Supper. Christians also believe, after finding out that, the 13th guest betrayed Jesus, because remember a few episodes ago when we talked about that picture of the Last Supper, do you remember where Judas was sitting? Go back and do your research. I looked it up. I'm not going to tell you. Long story short, he was the 13th guest, right? So Jesus being crucified on Friday, having 13 guests at that dinner. And it was also said, but like this, I read that shit and I was like, shut the fuck up, History Channel. Like, I wish I could have punched whoever wrote that in the dick, but whatever. They were like, it's also said that on a Friday the 13th, Eve gave Adam the apple from the garden. Shut your bitch ass up. Shut your fucking ass up. Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't think I wrote this date down right. So, like, isn't that, I don't know if I get it. Isn't that fucking crazy? It's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. You don't even know what the fuck was happening back then. And then you have the audacity to fucking sit here and tell me that Eve gave Adam the apple on Friday the 13th and you can't tell your head from your ass. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm looking for this date. 1907. 1307. I was like, I knew I wrote that down wrong because I also wanted to bring that up. Okay, let's unflag this. Are y'all ready? Y'all ready? Because this is where it starts getting juicy. So then, when we continue to look back in history, the first mass, bad thing to happen on Friday the 13th was October 13th, 1307. French King Philip IV arrested and tortured hundreds of Knights of the Templar, Knights Templars of the Temple of Solomon for blasphemy and homosexuality. It was said that over 70 people were killed and or tortured. Fast forward 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fast forward 600 years. I don't do math. Fast forward 600 years. In 1907, Thomas William Lawson published a book about Friday the 13th and how it affects our society and the different things that have happened and how we should be terrified of it. That was in 1907. Fast forward to 1980. This is when Friday the 13th really hit mainstream medias. And this is when it started getting crazy. It changed the energy behind Friday the 13th. People were just like, oh, you gotta watch out for the man in the mask, for Michael Myers. Like, watch the fuck out. And because pop culture was just like becoming like mainstream and it was something that had never at that scale been, it ran like the wind. Obviously, we know this because they're on like Friday the 13th 800, right? Like, I don't even know how many fucking Friday the 13th there are, but there's fucking hella. So that really shifted the energy of Friday the 13th. And we know when we harness certain energies or we all collectively feel something about some way, that's how it just automatically shifts. It's like the 100th monkey theory, right? That's for another day, another conversation. Look that shit up. I'm trying to tell y'all, we're all connected. If y'all have time, I'm not going into left field, Dory. If y'all have time, make sure you look up the 100 monkey theory. It'll make sense what I just said, okay? So the next ones are a little bit out of order, but I think that they're very important to mention. There's some good things and some bad things and some questionable things that took place. One thing that is embedded and ingrained with the history of Friday the 13th is the Kitty Genovese murder. And that happened March 13th, 1964. I learned about this in psychology in one of my psych classes, and I've heard about it on like my murder podcast that I listen to, My Favorite Murder, Crime Junkies, all of that. If you don't know about that case, it's a great case to look into. It's a great case to listen to. I mean, obviously R.I.P. Kitty, but it's also known as like the bystander murder because everybody else was assumed. Long story short, Kitty was raped, murdered, and tortured in the streets while 30 to 50 people watched her. And nobody did anything because they all assumed that somebody else was going to call the police. This was in the 60s, so it's like mind your own fucking business. So nobody did anything, and everybody watched, waiting for the police to come or waiting for somebody to come and help her because they all assumed that somebody else called. So these 30 or 50 people literally were watching, waiting for the police to come, but they never came because those 30 to 50 people, not a single one of them called the police because they assumed somebody else was going to. That's one of the most, and I mean, it's more in depth than that, right? But that's the general basis of it. I even learned about it in psychology. It happened on Friday, March the 13th, 1964. And that's one of the most, I don't know if you would say popular, but that's one of the most attached incidences on Friday the 13th. Whenever you look up like bad things that happen on Friday the 13th, that one always comes up because it was so gruesome and brutal, and because nobody took action, somebody lost their life. Like, people were watching, right? In 1996, Friday, September 13th, 1996, Tupac Shakur was killed. Friday, October 13th, 1967, Lyndon Johnson passed the Equal Employment Act, basically saying that everybody has an equal opportunity to work any and everywhere. Bitch, we know that still is not the case. Like, fucking profiling, discriminating everywhere. But anyway, that motherfucker passed that act on Friday the 13th. Friday, July 13th, 1923. This is one of those. I don't know if it's a good thing. I don't know if it's a bad thing. But Hollywood, air quotes, was born. And they decided to name this area the Hollywood Hills. And it then expanded from there. There was so much space for people to create films, because this is also when films and live action movies were becoming a thing. So there was all of this untouched, untapped space. But obviously, like, we know that there's something wrong with Hollywood and California, but we won't even get into that. We don't have time for that shit today. And they called it, Hollywood. So July 13th, 1923, Hollywood was born. Also in 1939, it didn't say what month, but I guess it started on a Friday the 13th. Australia saw the worst bushfires ever. 1,300 homes were destroyed, 71 people died, and there was 5 million acres that were burned to ash. When we talk numerically about the number 13, for a higher number, this number is good. This is a good number that leads to power, authority, high status, but also brings unexpected ups and downs. You are a pioneer who has many new original ideas, but also can become selfish and destructive. So then also when we break down the number 13, we talk about the number 4. I'm not going to dive deep into it because we've dove deep so much into the number 4 already. But don't forget, the positive traits are a scientific mind, practical, good memory, puts down roots, sense of order, struggles against problems, upholds status quo, hardworking, logical, realistic. Then when we talk about the negative traits, argumentative, unimaginative, materialistic, slow, stubborn, and shy, numerically speaking. So that's the history of Friday the 13th. A little snippet, a little extracurricular things to know, or that you may have learned. Our crystal of the day is black tourmaline. Our crystal of the day is black tourmaline. It is great for the root chakra. This is great to work through retrogrades with. It's about protection, clearing, grounding, purification, cleansing, mastering fear, emotional understanding, and strength. I don't know if I said this, but it's great for the root chakra. It is of planet Earth, zodiac sign Capricorn. It is of the element Earth. It ranges from black, white to gray. Black, white to gray. And we can see that in this piece right here, right? On the hardness scale, it looks like it'd be pretty soft, but it's actually a 7.5 to an 8.5. So it's actually pretty hard, but it looks almost soft like selenite, but it is not. It's hard. That's what she said. Black tourmaline is a silicate mineral containing boron. I'm going to cut that out. Black tourmaline is a silicate mineral containing boron, a member of the tourmaline family. It was first named in 1400 AD by a small village in Germany after the village's original name, Tourmaline has of all kinds have been found on every continent. However, crystals of these stones are very rare and extremely expensive. First of all, how do they know 1400 AD? Who saw it first? Anyway, black tourmaline is one of the most popular stones used for spiritual practice. It is most commonly used for protection and is recommended for anyone exposing to uncomfortable environments. This stone acts as a negative deterrent by cleansing and protecting your auric field. The purification that black tourmaline provides is perfect for anyone struggling with anxiety, anger, or unwanted thoughts. This stone will also act as a transmuter, taking the negative energy surrounding you and purifying it. Sounds like a fucking win to me. Sounds like a fucking win to me. Our card of the day is going to be coming from the Lantern Oracle deck. Gorgeous artwork in this deck, excuse me. So, number 12, creative power. Released your alchemical energy into the world. Inspiration, like intuition, is a way of our spirit self reaching out to us. Our creative energy comes into full power when we immerse ourselves in realizing our vision. At the beginning of an inspiring undertaking or journey, we are living potential for a particular outcome or venture. However, it is not until it is created or happens that we become the creator. In the sense, our process and actions shape us into a fuller expression of who we are. God, dog. There you have it, folks. That's how the cookie crumbles. Also, I know I said I was only going to keep it 20 minutes, but I mean 10 to 15 minutes, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. I couldn't do this without you, and I wouldn't want to. Make sure you head over to witchbitchtarot.com so you can see everything I have to offer and book a private session. Our new merch has been released. As you know, hoes will be hoes. Bitches will be bitches. But you never know when it comes to witches. Which bitch is which? And no, I do not sell owls. So stop fucking asking. Good episode. Good episode. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Like, some shit always got to do with Jesus. Why? 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 I'm like, can't we just have something without this man? Jesus is everything, though. Anyway, let me get out of here. Let me post this episode. I hope that you guys enjoyed it today. I hope that you enjoyed it today. I'll see you here tomorrow. I'm gonna do a full moon episode for sure, because this full moon is going to make your pussy quiver, or your penis. Okay, bye.